He had been playing in the realm for 10 years. He had never encountered more than 20 exquisite gold chests. He couldn't wait to choose to open it. Suddenly, a golden light emanated from the chest. If it were nighttime, it would definitely be a dazzling beacon, attracting everyone's attention. Fengshe was prepared in advance, but was still taken aback by this dazzling golden light. Fengshe, who had just regained consciousness, looked at the long sword that had just been drawn out, feeling somewhat surprised. Abyss Dweller magic artifact. Requires the occupation swordman. Do you want to bind this equipment? He is very familiar with magic artifacts. Magic artifacts, unlike normal items, do not have quality levels. They are rarer than epic equipment and possess unmatched power. However, they come with corresponding side effects, such as backlash. A slight mistake can render the character worthless. They are truly a double-edged sword. The Exquisite Gold Chest yields a magic artifact that is only 35 in the entire server. Although Abyss Dweller ranks last, its terrifying reputation even makes the revived Fengshe hesitate to bind with it rashly. He was considering it afterwards, but chose not to bind. The pressure is intense, as he needs to earn 16,000 credits in the first 10 days of the game. If something goes wrong, all previous efforts will be in vain. Additionally, there are 2 ancient books, the Book of Forging and the Potion Codex, both invaluable treasures. With these 2 books, one can become a master blacksmith and a master alchemist. He remembers there is a hidden quest in Shadow Moon Valley, where not only can you learn blacksmithing for free, but also receive a blacksmithing talent as a reward. With the blacksmithing talent and the Book of Forging, one can definitely become an advanced blacksmith apprentice quickly. Making bronze equipment is profitable. However, Shadow Moon Valley is a level 4 monster area. Plus, that quest is not easy to complete. It takes a lot of time and requires preparing some items in advance to deal with it. The chest also yielded a piece of mithril grade armor, Sky Armor Mithril Grade. This plate equipment requires power to reach 20 points and is a level 5 item. Its stats include defense plus 25, power plus 6, stamina plus 3, and agility plus 3. Additional attribute: weakening reduces physical damage taken by 15% when equipped. Swordsmen also wear plate armor. Putting on this equipment at level 5, one could easily become a shield warrior. He wandered around the trading area for a while. Then he randomly found a vacant spot and intended to get rid of the unused equipment. Before long, after setting the prices, he put down the herbs he had picked earlier and the equipment, and began to set up a stall to sell his goods. Fengshe started calling out spontaneously. Don't miss out as you pass by. High-quality materials. Extremely rare top-notch equipment. Those who want to buy, please come over and take a look. There are many players setting up stalls in the trading area. However, most of them are selling materials. Currently, there are basically no players selling equipment. When Fengshe shouted, he immediately became the center of attention. The numerous onlookers were all amazed. The realm has been open for less than 10 hours, and yet he was able to obtain such high-level equipment. What's even more incredible is that he actually put it up for sale. Major guides and studios all equip themselves with the equipment they obtain to gain as much advantage as possible. It's impossible for them to put it up for sale. Currently, players are mostly at level 1, so the thought of a level 5 equipment is deemed impossible, not to mention a level 5 bronze shield. However, the price of 21 silver is too high for the average player to afford. He doesn't expect regular players to purchase it. What he wants is the publicity effect. Just at this moment, a communication from Kuriko came in. He is very anxious at this moment. Phone, you finally answered. I wasted so much time. Still at level 0 now. What should I do? Fengshe said apologetically. I just completed a strange quest and couldn't contact you. Come to the trading area. I will upgrade you after I finish selling the goods. Just then, a group of players rushed over. Leading them was a shield warrior named Flame Tiger, who impatiently shouted, Move aside, move aside. Since Shadow is here, Everything is under our control. The rest of you can leave. Flame Tiger looked at the bronze-grade shield and then glanced at Fengshe before asking, "Are all these your goods?" Fengshe nodded without saying more. He instinctively felt disgust towards Shadow's people. He knows the shield warrior. His name is Flame Tiger, the leader of Maple Leaf Town. In the previous life, he couldn't rise quickly. He was repeatedly used as cannon fodder. 3 of his success were thanks to Flame Tiger's efforts. Didn't expect to meet him so soon. Flame Tiger noticed that Fengshe did not have a guild emblem on him. He appeared to be just a lucky ordinary player. He arrogantly said, "I'll take all of these things. The price is 1 silver coin." Fengshe also didn't get angry and just smiled lightly. "I'm not bargaining. Please don't act like a big shot and interfere with my business." Flame Tiger's face immediately turned livid at the words. He glared at Fengshe and sternly said, "Are you sure you want to go against our shadow? I'll give you one more chance. Think carefully before you speak." The other 5 members of Shadow immediately drew their weapons and surrounded him. However, Fengshe, who was surrounded, remained calm. He simply said, "Dumbass." He secretly complained in his heart. How dare he threaten in Maple Leaf Town? Doesn't he know that you cannot take action in the small town? Flame Tiger immediately became very angry. He suddenly drew out the huge axe and was about to chop towards Fengshe. He wished he could kill Fengshe right now. A voice interrupted him. "It's interesting. So many top-quality equipments. How can we, the Assassin Alliance, be missing out?" More than 10 people arrived at this time. Each person was wearing the emblem of the Assassin Alliance. The one who spoke just now was Heartstabber, while Flame Tiger and others were stunned on the spot. Upon seeing that the stall owner was Fengshe, Heartstabber immediately warmly greeted him. "Master, we are really destined to meet." He laughed heartily and said, "It's the 24 silver. I'll take it all. Let's be friends. If you have any good equipment in the future, make sure to consider our Assassin Alliance." Fengshe was very clear that this was a gesture of goodwill from Heartstabber towards him. It's also good to collaborate with such a large guild. He said that since you are so generous, he won't take the 50 copper either. Let's stay in touch in the future. Just at this moment, Kuriko squeezed into the crowded stall and shouted, "Phone! You have kept me searching for a long time." After trading 24 pieces of silver, Fengshe, holding a heavy money pouch, lightly said, "My friend has arrived. Goodbye." He didn't say anything else. Immediately turned around, waved, and walked straight towards Kuriko. Heartstabber couldn't help but sigh. The 24 silver was hard-earned savings from guiding, and he still wanted to chat with Fengshe a bit more. Meanwhile, the level 0 Kuriko curiously asked, "What should we do now?" Fengshe smiled and replied, "Let's go grind mobs in Shadow Moon Valley." Kuriko suddenly felt a bit uneasy. Shadow Moon Valley is a zone with level 4 monsters. He couldn't help but ask, "Why don't we go fight some lower-level monsters instead?" Concerns regarding Kuriko. Fengshe remains indifferent. "Just relax and follow me." At the same time, Little Gaggas, the shadow guide, asked, "Big brother Flame Tiger, are you just going to let him leave unharmed like this?" Flame Tiger's face flushed red, his eyes almost bursting with anger. Through gritted teeth, he said, "Shadow Wolf, you keep a close eye on that kid. He must understand what consequences await those who oppose us, the Shadows." Fengshe headed straight for Shadow Moon Valley with Kuriko. The realm's cross-level challenges are extremely difficult, usually surpassing a level difference of 1. Kuriko seems to have doubts about this leveling journey. In order to dispel his concerns, Fengshe quickly reassured him. "My friend is an expert in the closed beta testing. If we weren't such good friends, he wouldn't have told me this secret. Get ready to level up like a rocket. You see, I'm already level 2. Since the server opened until now, there aren't many who have reached this level. It's all thanks to the insider information from the closed beta testing experts that I leveled up so quickly." Kuriko knows that Fengshi's skills are pretty good, but definitely not that powerful. After seeing Fengshi's level, his worries disappeared instantly. Just as the two of them were on the road, a figure suddenly appeared nearby. Shadow Wolf was hiding in the dark, secretly surprised. He actually dared to go to the 4th level area. This swordsman is indeed strange. He then gave a cold smirk. But he encountered this master here. You can only blame your bad luck. When all the players were still in the Copper Age, our protagonist Fengshi just finished selling goods. He has made a profit of 24 silver. After purchasing a series of prepared props, he took Kuriko to Shadow Moon Valley to start grinding monsters. Shortly after, Kuriko suddenly spoke up and said, "Feng, look, there's a blue-named elite monster over there." Feng glanced in the direction pointed out by Kuriko. Sure enough, there was a white fox on the open ground. The cunning snow fox still held a small white rabbit in its mouth. Cunning snow fox rare elite level 2 HP 450. Fengshi couldn't help but smile slightly. Your luck is really extraordinary. The drops from rare elites are very bountiful. He couldn't wait and quietly approached. Ignoring Kuriko's dissuasion, he whispered instructions. You hide in the back and use your skills. Watch how I kill it. Rare elite is a special type of elite with the same strength as a normal elite. However, the rewards after killing it are higher. At this moment, Fengshi has quickly circled around to the back of Snow Fox. Taking advantage of its unpreparedness, he launched a sudden attack. As the slash was initiated, a sword aura hit Snow Fox, causing 32 points of damage. While Snow Fox's speed and reaction are both fast, in the moment of being injured, she quickly pulled away from each other. Fengshi dodged and attacked through Snow Fox. He made judgments quickly. His movements are very agile. Defense is not low either. However, he has the title 1 versus 1000, which increases all attributes by 10%. With an additional 5 points in power and 5 points in stamina, his attributes can completely despise a level 5 swordsman, and he can definitely fight against a level 2 elite. The racing speed of the Snow Fox is very fast. It suddenly leaped up and directly bit Fengshi's neck. Trigger the skill critical hit. However, Fengshi's speed is not slow either. Not the slightest bit inferior to Snow Fox. At the moment when Snow Fox rushed over, the novice sword was already blocking Snow Fox's mouth. With a loud bang, Fengshi couldn't resist Snow Fox's power and was knocked back a few steps. 49 points of damage appeared above his head, while Snow Fox only took 5 points of damage. The difference between the two is clear at a glance. Fengshi is clearly weaker than Snow Fox in power confrontation. Kuriko was immediately flustered at the sight. He had encountered attacks from ordinary monsters before. He didn't expect that the gap with elite monsters would be so big. Fengshi suddenly shouted out loudly, "Kuriko, act quickly! Don't just stand there!" Kuriko didn't dare to delay either. At worst, they would die together. Anyway, they're also at level 0. Then, he quickly recited the spell. Just saw him wave the wand in his hand. A shadow arrow quickly shot out. Focus on attacking Snow Fox of Fengshi. Caught off guard, he was immediately hit. Kuriko exploded on the spot upon seeing the damage. He had been following a full intelligence build focused on magic attack power. However, to his surprise, he only dealt 5 points of damage. The elite monster's defense far exceeded his expectations. Fengshi attacked the Snow Fox while comforting it. "Don't stop attacking. I'll try to restrain it. It won't pose a threat to you." The Snow Fox, tangled in a fight with Fengshi, was immediately hit by a dense barrage of shadow arrows. It instantly lost over 20 HP. Facing the Snow Fox, Fengshi faced even greater pressure. The Snow Fox has a high agility. Being bitten accidentally causes damage of over 50. Fengshi knew that continuing like this would end up in a wipeout sooner or later. He immediately picked up his leg and kicked Snow Fox away, quickly distancing himself. Shadow Wolf, who was hiding in the dark watching, immediately showed a contemptuous expression on his face. These two little trash probably won't even have a chance to face me. They will just be killed by that boss. After a long struggle, Fengshe only has 31 points of HP left, and Snow Fox still has 244 points. It's completely disproportionate. Snow Fox has no intention of giving Fengshe a chance to catch their breath. Launching another deadly attack, they pounce at him. Fengshe can only awkwardly raise his sword to block. At this moment, the new sword with originally low durability is being torn apart by the fox's bite. Its durability keeps decreasing, and is about to be damaged with a significant decrease in durability. Kuriko immediately felt a sense of impending danger. Is Feng's first blood going to be lost here? At the same time, Fengshe remained calm. With a quick pull of the hand, Snow Fox exposed its vulnerable belly. Fengshe then raised his leg and delivered a fierce kick towards it. The next second, after letting out a miserable cry from being hit in its weak spot, Snow Fox was kicked away by Fengshe. He thought to himself at this moment, "This is not good. Continue to drag it out. It's definitely going to be wiped out by the group." After landing, the Snow Fox didn't pause in the slightest. Rushed towards Fengshe once again. And he suddenly leaped up. Took out a bottle of black iron ale from the backpack. Then he quickly opened the bottle in midair. Gulped down a few mouthfuls with a rumbling sound. At this moment, Fengshe saw that the Snow Fox's level display was 0, while he was at level 2. Instantly, there was a level suppression. However, his vision became somewhat blurry. A little tipsy. Although it can increase damage, but the body will become very difficult to control. He dared not waste time. Immediately activated the gravity release and rushed towards the Snow Fox. Fengshe arrived at the Snow Fox's side in the blink of an eye. He raised his hand and swung a slashing strike at it. He did not dare to slacken in the slightest. The new sword in his hand gripped tighter. Whoosh! 3 lightning flashes quickly passed by Snow Fox's waist. Snow Fox let out a scream. It instantly knocked off 1/4 of its HP. Kuriko's eyes were about to pop out from staring. "Feng, you are too awesome. What did you just drink?" At this moment, Fengshe's performance is like he's using cheats. The fierce Snow Fox doesn't even have a chance to resist. And after this combo, Snow Fox still hasn't been taken down. He quickly seizes the opportunity to deliver the final blow. Fengshe quickly arrived in front of Snow Fox. He suddenly leaped up, preparing to gather strength to unleash a skill. However, just at this moment, a vague sound of footsteps suddenly came from outside the battlefield. Fengshe in the air suddenly felt a chill on his neck. He immediately turned around to look towards the source, only to see a sharp dagger shimmering with a cold light. It stabbed towards his neck. Fengshe has many years of battle experience. He instinctively leaned back. Then a bright snow-white sword slashed past. He narrowly avoided this strike with a shock. Fengshe immediately gave up on Snow Fox and distanced himself from the slowly emerging figure. The Shadow Wolf, who revealed his figure at this moment, was very surprised. He had hidden his breath very well. He didn't even make a sound. His stealth attack was still avoided. There is a giant-sized elite monster attacking frantically ahead. Behind, the Shadow Guide's assassin is waiting for an opportunity to sneak attack. How will our main character Fengshe respond? Just now, Fengshe stared at the revealed assassin, immediately bursting with anger. You shadows are really a bunch of scoundrels. However, at this moment, the forgotten Snow Fox suddenly started trembling uncontrollably. Immediately after, its thin and weak fox claws suddenly emitted a burst of light. It unexpectedly grew larger. Then it suddenly let out a roar. Its snow-white body became huge. Its HP, which had almost reached the bottom, suddenly recovered a lot. At the same time, the attributes of the enlarged Snow Fox increased by 20%. The Snow Fox only knew it had to kill Fengshe, and pounced towards Fengshi's position again. At the same time, Kuriko quickly shouted a reminder. That assassin is preparing to ambush you again. While Snow Fox kept attacking Fengshi non-stop, Shadow Wolf also moved swiftly. He is preparing to take out Fengshi in the moment when Fengshi dodges. Fengshi is being ambushed by Snow Fox and Shadow Wolf. At this point, Fengshi only has 31 HP left. The situation is extremely critical. Shadow Wolf is now looking smug. He thought Fengshi couldn't possibly be the one in his ambush. Survived the attack. He watched the huge body of the Snow Fox. And the fierce fox mouth was close at hand. Fengshi, however, remained completely calm. He suddenly leaped up. He kicked directly towards the fierce giant mouth, kicking it away. The Snow Fox, without a foothold, was easily kicked towards Shadow Wolf. It directly opened its huge mouth, ready to take down the Shadow Wolf in front of it. Fengshi coldly snorted when he saw this. Everything is under control. Everything is too fast. Fengshi's Shadow Wolf didn't react at all to the direct charge. He was already in a panic at this point. Then came the huge fox mouth that had changed direction. Opening and closing with each bite, it bit him hard. Then, as if spitting out garbage, it forcefully sprayed it on the ground. Instantly, a large pit appeared on the ground. The attack struck down. Shadow Wolf's HP instantly dropped to 0. He felt full of unwillingness in his heart. He had never imagined that players could transfer hate like this. Kuriko, who was watching from a distance, was also left dumbfounded. Even forgot to attack Snow Fox. Fengshi quickly shouted, "Snow Fox is low on health, quickly attack it." Without Shadow Wolf's interference, Fengshi once again launched an attack towards the Snow Fox. He quickly used Storm Flash and regular attacks to generate aggro, while Kuriko kept running around the perimeter without stopping, madly firing off shadow arrows. The heavily wounded Snow Fox didn't last long. Not long after, it let out a mournful cry before falling to the ground and not getting up. At the same time, a system prompt popped up. Kill Rare Elite Cunning Snow Fox to receive 10 XP. The Rare Elite dropped a weapon. It's a common Blackwood Staff, bronze grade, item level 1, with magic attack power +8, intelligence +3, spirit +1, and MP +30. Fengshi directly gave the Blackwood Staff to Kuriko. This equipment provides a significant boost for magic-based professions. Not only does it have high attack power, but it also adds 3 intelligence. If worn by a magic-based profession, the damage can be increased by 2 levels. Kuriko did not accept the equipment. He looked hesitant. After all, it was Fengshi who single-handedly defeated the Snow Fox. Kuriko didn't really contribute much. Yet he received the best equipment, which is an extremely precious bronze equipment that only a few players have at this stage. Fengshi understood Kuriko's thoughts. He said seriously, "What's wrong with you? Aren't we good brothers? Don't be polite with me. Besides, as a sorcerer, once you reach level 1, you can fully unleash the power of the staff. This way, we can level up much faster." Kuriko thought about it, and didn't refuse. Getting stronger is the only way to help Fengshi. That way, I won't hold others back. Fengshi smiled satisfactorily. At the same time, inside Maple Leaf Town, Flame Tiger cursed harshly. "Shadow Wolf, what are you doing? You were actually sent back to town by a level 2 swordman." Shadow Wolf's face is as dark as water. Even though he wanted to explain something, he didn't know how to say it. Should he explain how he was played by Fengshi? He couldn't say it. Otherwise, he would definitely be kicked out of the studio. Shadow Wolf was angry and distorted the facts, leading people astray. "I accidentally stumbled upon a rare elite. But when I was fighting the elite monster, I was spotted by that little guy. He also brought along a sorcerer. I was caught in a pincer attack and then ambushed by them. That's how I got taken out. That kid must have taken down the rare elite and scored some good gear. They are heading toward Shadow Moon Valley. We can still catch up with them now. Maybe we can retrieve the gear. Flame Tiger's eyes lit up instantly. He no longer blamed Shadow Wolf, and became greatly interested in the loot from the rare elite. Before long, Flame Tiger gathered the residents of Maple Leaf Town. All Shadow's studio members. He must take down Fengshe this time, and get the equipment. He angrily shouted, "Let's go! We must chase after them immediately. How dare they steal my equipment? I will make them regret playing the realm." Fengshe and Kuriko quickly arrived at Shadow Moon Valley. They were both standing quietly inside the blacksmith's shop, watching the middle-aged shirtless uncle holding a hammer, continuously striking the crimson ore in his hand. "Time is passing bit by bit," Kuriko quietly asked. "Feng has been waiting for a long time. Should we continue?" Fengshe said impatiently. "We have to wait. He won't give up on the quest." After waiting for another more than 10 minutes, the middle-aged blacksmith suddenly asked, "You have been watching for so long. Are you very interested in forging?" Fengshe immediately replied excitedly, "I have been very interested in forging since I was young." The system prompt suddenly popped up. Hidden quest path of forging requires 100 pieces of meteorite, or as the quest item, which can be obtained in the Crimson Star Mine. The Crimson Star Mine is the nest of level 4 gnolls. They love ores the most and mine in the cave every day. Gnolls are naturally strong and agile. At the entrance of the mine, there are wandering gnolls. Attacking one will attract a group of them. Fengshe suddenly took out a smoke bomb and quietly approached. The smoke bomb lasts for an hour. Reduce the visibility of monsters within a range of 100 yards by 10 yards. Fengshe threw a smoke bomb in front of the entrance. There were over 10 level 4 gnolls there. The smoke bomb can reduce the monster's vision by 10 yards. It's not very useful against other monsters, but it's great against gnolls. Fengshe pointed at the gnoll in the smoke and said, "Don't be afraid to use skills to attack at will." Kuriko was suddenly scared and broke out in a cold sweat. However, he believed that Fengshe was only level 0. If he died, he died. He immediately stopped hesitating. He quickly chanted the spell in his mouth. A shadow arrow shot out swiftly. Then a loud roar rang out. The shadow ship pierced directly through, only impacting the front gnoll. The gnoll that was hit immediately took 21 points of damage. Attacked out of nowhere, the gnoll is very angry. The gnoll looks around, its dog-like eyes suddenly widening like a searchlight. This action makes the other gnolls also become slightly alert. Inexperienced Kuriko instantly panicked. His slim and weak body could not withstand a blow from the gnoll. Fengshe, on the other hand, confidently smiled and said, "Don't be afraid. As long as we stay 30 yards away, they won't attack us. Gnolls have short vision, only able to detect enemies within 35 yards. Smoke bombs can reduce a monster's vision by 10 yards, which happens to be the maximum range for spellcasting professions to attack." The gnoll that was hit indeed looked around. Didn't find any enemies. He was inexplicably attacked. Still couldn't find the enemy. This made him extremely angry. He kept erupting in roars. In a short while, he returned to his original state. And the other gnolls also ignored him. This neurotic partner continued to wander. Encouraged by Fengshe, Kuriko is no longer timid. His courage has grown. He keeps chanting spells and continuously shoots shadow arrows. With only 420 HP, the gnoll couldn't withstand Kuriko's onslaught. Over 20 shadow arrows flew towards it, resulting in its immediate demise. And the gnoll by his side. He didn't express any opinion on this matter, remaining completely unfazed. When the first gnoll fell, Kuriko immediately became excited. Only now did he understand why Fengshe was so confident in hunting monsters here. It's worth spending a few hours on the road. This is killing monsters above level 4. Although in a 2-person team, XP is divided up somewhat, but the XP is still extremely rich. You will gain a 5% experience boost. In other words, killing 20 gnolls will level you up. And it's completely safe, without any harm. And the monsters keep coming. The leveling speed is simply terrifying. It will be very efficient to level up like this until level 6. In no time. In front of the mine, about 10 gnolls were cleared by Kuriko. He didn't waste any time. He immediately chugged the magic potion given to him by Fengshe. Strive to quickly regenerate mana and clear the next wave of monsters. And this group of gnolls dropped 12 copper, a level 3 common cloth armor, and a few pieces of meteorite ore, quite lucky. According to Fengshe, the probability of gnolls dropping meteorite ore is not high, only 1 out of 10 monsters. It takes killing about 1,000 gnolls to drop 100 pieces. Now, more than 20 gnolls can drop 5 pieces of meteorite ore in normal items. It has to be said that Kuriko's luck is really good. After collecting all the drops, Fengshe didn't waste time and started moving again. He took advantage of the 16-point agility to continue pulling monsters. He is not afraid at all when facing groups of gnolls. This time he pulled more than 30 gnolls at once. Fengshe is faster than the gnolls. While running, she maintains a distance of over 20 yards, but less than 25 yards. She continued to lead all the gnolls into the smoke bombs. Only after that did she suddenly accelerate, breaking away from the 25-yard distance, making the gnolls lose their target and stand there blankly. Kuriko, 30 yards away, saw the gnolls entering the range of the smoke bombs. He immediately took the opportunity to continuously release shadow arrows to attack. More than 30 gnolls were cleared in less than 10 minutes. They dropped 21 copper and 6 pieces of meteorite ore, granting enough XP for Fengshe to level up to level 3. Kuriko also reached level 2. In addition, Kuriko also unexpectedly discovered a bronze-grade equipment while sweeping the spoils of war. Just then, a hurried footstep suddenly sounded. Immediately after, a blurry figure suddenly appeared behind Kuriko. The figure wielded a dagger and angrily shouted, "Attack together! Take out this scum first, then deal with Dark Blade together!" Fengshe, whose senses are sharp, immediately let out a loud roar. Kuriko, quickly move away. However, just at this moment, 3 figures suddenly appeared. Several blade rays brought up by assassination skills swiftly cut across Kuriko's body. The 3 assassins attacked simultaneously, even though Kuriko was wearing several pieces of normal cloth armor. For him, who was unable to react in time, it still caused considerable damage. He immediately lost nearly 4/5 of his HP. However, he also saw the appearance of the assailants clearly. It turned out that the assailant was Shadow Wolf, who Fengshe had escorted home, and the others were also members of the Shadow Guide. Kuriko realized that he was doomed this time. His speed simply couldn't match that of the assassin. However, before he died, he also wanted to resist a little. He rapidly chanted an incantation in his mouth. A shadow arrow shot towards Shadow Wolf at point-blank range. And Shadow Wolf sneered. Although he couldn't avoid it, his HP was still very high. How powerful could an incompetent sorcerer's attack be? Could it really take him out in one hit? With a loud blast, the shadow arrow hit Shadow Wolf, causing 185 points of damage to emerge from his head. In an instant, it left him critically wounded. Kuriko was stunned to see such damage. His eyeballs nearly popped out. He didn't expect the 3rd-level Shadow's sword to be so powerful. The other 2 assassins were also shocked. This damn sorcerer isn't a sorcerer at all, but a walking cannon. As a veteran gamer, Shadow Wolf quickly realized this. Brothers, focus fire on him. His staff must be an epic equipment. He thinks that Kuriko can deal such high damage. Definitely must have a mystic iron-grade weapon. Otherwise, it would be impossible to defeat him in 1 second. The enthusiasm of the 3 assassins instantly peaked. They couldn't wait to rush towards Kuriko, not even equipped with ordinary weapons, let alone mystic iron weapons. If they could unleash mystic iron weapons, it would be a great advantage. Kuriko is passionately grinding monsters. He was brutally ambushed by 3 assassins. following the principle of, even if you can't win, you have to bring someone along to take the hit. The level 3 shadow arrow he casually shot out directly brought the leading assassin down to low health. The three of them were not surprised but delighted. They couldn't wait to explode the equipment on his body. Watching the three people swiftly approaching, Kuriko immediately panicked. After all, his gaming level was not very strong. Just as he was about to meet his end, 3 sword lights flickered. Stormflash suddenly appeared. Stormflash resisted the attacks of the 3 individuals, directly hitting the still floating assassins. A large amount of damage emerges from their heads. HP is all reduced to 0. Shadow Wolf's face is full of disbelief. Instantly turned into a burst of starlight and dissipated. Low defense coupled with level suppression. The effect of level 2 Stormflash is extremely terrifying. Kuriko stared blankly at the figure in front of him. Everything in front of him happened too quickly. Fengshe suddenly appeared and killed 3 people in seconds. He couldn't react at all. Kuriko feels that this kind of agility and reaction capability is simply not human. He is once again shocked by Fengshe's strength. Just then, several players came over. The leader, Flame Tiger, gritted his teeth and angrily cursed. Shadow Wolf is such a dumbass. 3 against 1 and still got counter-killed. Everyone charge at me. I want that little trash to know the consequences of offending the Shadow Guide. Just at this moment,